Hello, in the video coming up, we will look at a video editor you can use with your Chromebook. So when it comes to video editing, it's always something that people was like, can you do it on a Chromebook or a Chromebox? And the answer was always, yes, you can, but it's very hard to find software that's good. There's lots of different software programs out there. I've tried a few, some are okay, some are not okay. That you're never going to get to a stage at the moment, I don't think, where you'll get 100% professional video editing software on a Chromebox or a Chromebook, because we just don't have that there just yet. Like, you do have things like DaVinci, for example, which is a professional video editor, but trying to get that installed on Linux, I've not been able to do so, and I'm not 100% sure that it will be able to cope, because I've used DaVinci on a powerful PC, and even then it can struggle. So until the time we get to a stage where we have these software developers making a video editor in the cloud, very much like you've got NVIDIA GeForce now for gaming in the cloud, I do strongly believe that's where we will go with video editing in the future. And once we get to that stage, then it will be really good to be able to get a professional video editor that you can use in the cloud. Until then, you've got to look at what the best options are available. And I think I found one which is pretty decent. And the name of it is Clipchamp. I don't love the name. I always get the name confused when I was writing an article for it. I was constantly calling it MailChimp, because I think there is a program for MailChimp for websites. But so it's Clipchamp, and you can either get it from the Android store. And at the time when I was writing the article for this, my understanding was it was only available on the Android store. So this is what I used mainly when I was using it, and it works absolutely fine. However, it's also available as a PWA. So you can either install it as an Android app if you want to. Nothing wrong with that, that's absolutely fine. But my opinion is, and it's just not my opinion, a lot of people would agree, that PWAs are the future, and they are progressive web apps, and you use them in a browser. The good thing about a PWA is that you can use it on any computer. So you can use it on an Apple Mac, you can use it on a Chromebook, it doesn't really matter. So if you wanted to use it as a PWA, if you just type in Clipchamp into Google, and it's this one here. Now you've got login or try for free. You would want to do try for free. Just put in a few details, not many details you'd need to do. And once you've done that, you'd have an option down here which would say install locally. Now you don't need to install it locally because most of it is in the browser. However, I did install it locally. And what that now means is if I close that, open up here, that's it. So that's not an Android app, that's the progressive web app. As I said, use them both. They both worked very similar when I used them. I didn't see much of a difference. However, in the future, I would expect if Clipchamp does carry on in the future, they're most likely going to put more into the PWA over time. That's just my opinion, but I think that's where we're going to be going in the future. So let's have a look. So if you open it up, Clipchamp, log in. Right, okay, so let me just go back to that website and log in that way. Log in. Why is it doing continue with Google? Should recognize me anyway. There we go. So these are the files that I've already used. So the videos that you've used stay there, which is good, so you can go back to them. And then if we close that now, open that, I just wanted to show you this. As you can see, this just brings it up. So it's now not in a browser, but it's still working off the same principle, but it's installed locally. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a video from scratch just to show you. I have used this quite a bit, but it was a couple of weeks ago when I wrote an article for it, so I may have forgot a bit. So bear with me if it takes me a time to remember where I am. So from here, you've got slideshow, social handles. So you've got these templates here which you can use. I've had a look at them, they're okay. Person speaking, I prefer to do something myself, so I've just created a video from scratch. So I'm going to show you, there's some really cool features of this video editor, which is really good. So we'll create a video, and then from here, this is where your video is. This will be the timeline here. You always get a timeline on video editors. And up here, we've got templates. Here's the templates. Not going to use them, but you've got all these templates you could use if you wanted to. So you could have a play about with them. I'll just quickly put one in just to show you. So new website launch, let's just put that one in. Use templates, and then that's put it all in there. Now you can mess about with it, press play, and that's the template there that they've done. The buffering, that, I don't know why it's buffering, it shouldn't be an issue. I have had a few problems with my internet lately, so I apologize about that. That shouldn't have buffered. Okay, so let's start again from a brand new one. So just highlight all of that like that to get rid of it and press delete. Okay, so from here, you've got your media there. You've got record and create. This is really good. I'll go into this. I really like this. Excellent. Templates, music and sound effects, stock video, stock images, text, graphics, transitions, and Brankit. Brankit, you do have to sign up to it to use that. I think it's good if you're going to do videos where you want all the videos to have a certain look about them, a certain brand about them. I think it's for that, but you don't necessarily need to use that. Okay, so from here then, if we went to your media, and I'm going to press plus there, and I'm going to do it from my local files. So you've got Google Drive down here, you've got Dropbox, you've got OneDrive, so you can get media from lots of different cloud storage, but I'm going to get some from local files. And if we go to downloads, all downloads, just want to quickly find one, it's this one. So what I'm doing now is, you saw how quick that come in as well. That come in pretty quick, as you can see, because that's going to upload it obviously, so that come in pretty quick, 1:05. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this video to the timeline. So you can either press the plus button there, or you can just drag and drop like that. And it's just a very small video that I made, which is just introducing a video. Okay, and what I want to quickly show you, say we go there, so coming up. And as you can see, I did an intro on that display screen there, which I made up for this background, but I don't really think don't like that. So what you could do if you wanted to, I'm going to show you the video editing side now. So from here, what we want to do, we want to get rid of that intro and put our own intro in. So what we'll do, we get to the point there. As you can see, you just drag along like that. There we go. So we do it from there. I'll have to drag back a bit. And then from here on the side here, if we go to text, now these texts are actually really good, because making your own text animations is actually quite time consuming. I find it really frustrating, and it is very, very time consuming. So it's really good that you get these sample ones you can use. And as you can see, there's lots of different ones which you can add to your video. And I'm going to add, so we could have that, for example, but I'm going to add this one here. So again, you can press plus, or you can drag and drop. We press plus, and as you can see, that goes to a different timeline, which is correct, because if it was on that timeline, it would overwrite that video. Well, that is what we will be doing. It's right that it would go onto a different timeline. So when you go to the end there, you can see you've got the two different timelines there. So if we now go there, as you can see, there's text there like that. So first of all, what I'm going to do there, I want to change the text. So you simply go to text up here. So you've got the options up here. So it's got mirror and that's there, and enter text. So what I'm going to do is put in Chrome computing. We'll shorten that in a bit. Please subscribe. Okay, so that's there. You can change the font if you want. We need to change it so it's not as large as well. So if you click on there and just shrink it down a bit like that, shrink it down that side as well like that. Now if we played this immediately right now, if we played this immediately right now, you'll see the problem we've got is it's got both of them like that. So what I'm going to do here, I need to cut. So I'm going to cut from there. So we need to drag to there like that. And I'm just trying to get the exact frame. So this is the thing with professional video editing, you could do the exact frame a lot different. I have played about, I couldn't find that. I think goes back, yeah, it just doesn't, there's nothing, I couldn't find an option where you can go to the next frame, which would have been really nice. There might be, but I've had a mess about and I couldn't find it. So it is very much, you have to do this, which is okay for basic video editing, for real video editing, it's not gonna be good enough. Okay, so there we go there, and then from here you right click on the timeline, and here you can see you've got split. So I'm going to split it like that, and then I'm going to drag along, and as you drag it along you can see in the background here, I was just pointing, you wouldn't be able to see what I'm pointing at, you can see in the background there. So we want to get to the stage where it's just coming off. Like that there. We might not be able to get it spot on, but we get it as good as we can. And then right click again and then do split. So now we've got this video split into 3 parts. There's the first part here, that intro part we're going to get rid of, and this part. Now as you will notice here is if we click there, just right click and press delete. Now it's got rid of it. So now what you will have is, instead of that intro that I had, we'll have a new intro instead, and I'll just show you that. That's in the video coming up. So it's been quite a few months now. See, so that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty good. It's quite easy. You can quickly do intros. It was very long, so you could just shrink it like that, and then just drag that across like that, and then like that. Okay, so what you could also have as well is you could have another one. So if we drag this across here, just put it there, like that. And this one is going to be an overlay. So this is going to be actually over the video instead. So it's not a black background. And you could put here something like, click on it and then go to text. And you could just put, I don't know, you could just put, thanks, I'm just putting whatever for subscribing, like that. So you could have that. Obviously it's really big, so if you click on it like that and then you could drag it down like that, that's still very big, but it's just for showing you. And you can put it around the screen wherever you like, and you could have it like that. So it's been quite a few months now that you was allowed to record your screen on your Chromebook or your Chromebox, which is really like that. And I do, honestly, trying to do your own text animations yourself to do that is very long-winded. So it's really good that there's all these options. And like I said, there's lots of them here as well. There's loads of options you've got available that you can use. You can use them, like that one, for example, is really cool. This one here, the funky intro, love that. There's loads of different ones you can use. And from here, what we need to do now, say we got here and we've got the Chrome Computing, please subscribe. we need to have a sound. So if you go to music, sound effects, again, you can upload your own. If you're going to upload your own, the one thing you've got to bear in mind is if you're going to then upload this to something like, say, YouTube or Facebook, you need to make sure you're not using copyright material, else it will just get taken off and you may get banned from that website as well. So be very careful. But all of these are going to be royalty free, so you can use them, it's fine. So here is a clip. It's not very, let's try this one. We'll go with that one. We'll just go with that one. So if you just drag it across like that, and we're going to put it under, you could put it over, but in this scenario with the sound, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Okay, so as you can see, that's quite long, that is. So we only want it quite short. So what I would do generally, if we just go, I'll just drag it along here so there's no interference from other parts of the video. Okay, so we'll just go from the beginning. So what we're going to do there is split about here. Delete that, as you can either press the delete button or right click, so delete that, and I'm going to drag that back down, and then we've got the intro there. You should be able to just do that as well, so you could do it that way if you wanted to. So we've got it there, that's exactly on the intro. Now if you play it, it's going to sound a bit odd because it's just going to come on and it's going to go off, so it will look really bizarre. So it's been quite a few months now, as you can see, but then you can add effects as well to the sound. So you could put the sound on there, and up here you could do fade, and you could put fade out, and you want a fade out of, say, 2 seconds. So that should fade out over 2 seconds. So it shouldn't sound as crazily, it shouldn't look as bad. So let's have a look. E4, and that's in the video coming up. So as you can see, there's little fades. You can also do that, which is really good. So anything you import, whether it's text or it's audio or it's a video, you will have options up here. So when you click on that, you've got these options. When you click on the text, you'll have different options for the text. When you click on a video, you'll have different options for the video. For example, you've got speed here. You've got audio, so you can increase, decrease the audio. One thing I do really like on this, at first I was like, oh, I'm not very happy that I don't have a separate video, because normally with a video editor, when you import a video, it separates the actual visual and the audio, and that's really important at times to be able to do that. And I thought that because you can't do it on here, that would be frustrating, but you can. So you click on it like that, go to audio and do separate audio, and there, as you can see, it's separated the audio. So this audio is for that video there. So that's really good, and it is really useful. There's lots of times if you do get into video editing why you want to do that. And this is why I wanted to show you this video editor, because bear in mind this is it's free, but I'll get on to what you get for free and what you do to pay for it a bit later. But bearing in mind this is on the Chromebook or any computer, as long as you've got a browser, you can use it. It's actually pretty good. I'm quite impressed with it. Okay, so you've got all these transitions down here you can use as well. And there's stock images, there's graphics you can use. So there's loads of different things you can do. The one thing I'm going to show you, which is really good, is the record and create. And this is really, really good. So on here, if we did, you could do a camera record, or you could do a screen record, or you could do a screen and camera record. So if you do a screen record, it's going to record your screen. So you could have that be your Chromebook desktop. If you choose desktop, generally what that means is it's going to record everything you do, no matter what window you use. And you've got an option to use a window, so that will just record one window. And then you've got the camera recording here. that will just record your webcam. So I've just got my webcam here. I'll just move it across there. Okay. So I'm going to do the screen and camera, which because I do like this. So on here, press screen and camera. And as you can see, we're here on there, and it's got the HD Pro webcam, which is fine. So you've got the option to choose what webcam you want to use, which is absolutely fine. And then on here, this, oh no, sorry, I've got this the wrong way around. This is the microphone, that's the camera. So on this, that's why I was thinking, why was it showing my Sony there? Okay, so on here, we've got the HD Pro webcam, which is fine. However, if I plug this into my Chromebox, it will give me an option to use this microphone, which is really good because you get much better sound from a proper microphone rather than a webcam microphone. So you do have the option to choose your microphone, which is great. And then here you have the option to choose your webcam. So if you're using a Chromebook, you'd have your built-in webcam. If you're not happy with the built-in webcam and you put an external webcam in, it will give you the option to choose that there. So you've got that. And then if we press record, and it's asking here, this is good as well. If you've got a Chromebox like I have here and you've got two displays, it will tell you which display you want to record, which is good. So entire screen, window or Chrome tab, we're going to do entire screen, and we will do this one here. So this is going to be my other one, and we do share system audio as well, so you can click on that so it records to system audio, which is good. So we do share, and now this is recording this screen here. And what I like is, I was at first, this is all very bizarre because it's on two different screens. At first I was like, okay, it's recording, but this here is stuck there. How am I going to move it from there? Which I thought, oh, well, I don't like that, but I'll show you can do all that, so it's fine. So from here, for example, you could start your recording of the screen. So you could go to wherever you want to record. You could open up browsers, do all your recording, and then press stop. We do share, and now this is recording. We'll just do save and edit. Now you can see it's preparing it up there, and this is it here, which is really good. So now what this will do, it's actually recorded them as two separate channels, which is really good. So the webcam has been recorded as a separate channel to the video, and that is really good. And you've really got to bear in mind something here. The processing to do that is very extreme, and that's why I'm quite impressed that it's actually used two separate channels for it. Because if you're using professional video editing software, if you try to record with two separate channels on a camera and your desktop background, it can take up a lot of processing power. So I'm very impressed with that. And the reason why it's good is because if I press play, share, as you can see, it's there. This is recorded. But because it's a separate channel, like you can see here, I can move it around as well, which is good. So I can move that around wherever I like, and it's separate from the actual desktop was recorded. And now this is recording this screen here. And what I like is, I was at first, this is all very bizarre because it's on two different screens. So that's to just show you that it's recording. Now obviously you would need to look into the green screen background you'd have to sort out and stuff like that. However, it is really good. Now I am very conscious that this video is gone really over time because there's only so much attention span someone can have to watch a video. What I would suggest is to have a play about with this. I think it's really good. The one thing I would say, I will mention actually before the video ends, is when it comes to exporting, you do only have the option to do it for 480p if it's on the free version, and there's also their logo on the video export as well, so it's not great. So if you wanted to use 1080p and get rid of their logo on the video, you would have to pay, you'd have to upgrade. So that's one thing to bear in mind. But when you consider this is on the Chromebook, and it's pretty good, I've just showed you video editing is very complex, and you can do so much with video editing. This video editor, I didn't feel like I was too much kept from doing what I wanted to do. There's a lot of options on here. So if you are wanting to do some video editing, whether it's professional or not, because you can do some pretty decent professional video editing on here. The fact you can record your webcam and your desktop screen and have them as two separate channels on a program that is free to use, although you'd have to pay to have a proper decent export, it's really good. And it just goes to show that in the future, the more providers such as Adobe, when they start doing more video editing, professional video editing software as a PWA, rather to install locally on a computer, that's where we will be in the future. And that's why in the future Chromebooks will have that sort of software you can use. Until then, I'd use Clipchamp. It works fine, it's great. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe for future videos, and thanks for watching.